Hello, my friends. Welcome to our daily drill for today. Before we get to our daily drill, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the concept of PMP exam planning because I know lots of you are thinking of taking the exam soon, but you're wondering how should I proceed in the big run-up, in the final run-up. So there is a difference between attending a PMP exam course versus actually studying. Now, you can do both in tandem, but my advice to you is not to do them in isolation because it just doubles the time that you have to prepare for the exam. For example, if you went for a 35-hour course, as you're going through that course, my advice would be for you to be studying alongside. Studying alongside a course is different from just attending a course. When you're just attending a course, you're not exerting yourself as much. You might exert yourself in the class, but you're not really exerting yourself as far as studying outside of the class to do all the things the instructor has told you to do, like reading certain pages and practicing certain pages and taking a lot of quizzes daily, taking enough quizzes to get you into the zone. Some of you are not in the zone because you have not applied yourself outside of the class. See, in order to really be prepared for the exam, it takes another layer of studying. So you could attend a course and in the evenings or at night or whenever you're not in the class, you can actually be studying the intricacies and the things that you did not understand enough during the class, and then ask questions. So for my dear students who are currently in my course, you guys, I see that many of you are not exerting yourself beyond the class. You come to class, but you're kind of relying on the class to get you to the end zone. No, you got to do more than just attend the class. You have to do more. See? So let me give you an idea that I have. I think you need to put every process on two timetables. The first is what I would call a knowledge area timetable, where you study the process as part of the knowledge area study you're doing. So let's say you're studying integration. You cover direct and managed project work after you have gained some momentum from develop project charter and develop project management plan. Then you hit that. So you've got the knowledge area momentum carrying you through and weaving into connection points between processes in a knowledge area. That is one aspect that you should have down as you study. Gaining momentum from previous processes, gaining understanding from previous processes that happened by knowledge area. But at the same time, you also want to put direct to managed project work, for example, on a process group timetable, where you are studying it by process group. It's the first process there, and it provides the momentum for the others that come after it. Manage project knowledge, manage quality, and so on. Studying in this fashion gives you something that a friend of mine, a student at the time, Jerry, calls a double crosshatch approach. A double crosshatch approach means you are not just studying by knowledge area, but you're also studying downward by process group. And it forms a double crosshatch, if you will. So the two red arrows that I'm showing are just process groups going down. The two red arrows going from left to right, those are knowledge areas. And the interconnection between those two When you pay close attention to those, it enriches your understanding of those processes. When you understand them not only by process group, but by knowledge area. If I were you, I would have two timetables, one for process group studying, one for knowledge area studying. So let's say Monday to Friday, I studied knowledge areas. Saturday and Sunday, I could study process groups. It's going to be quicker for those that have a lot of processes within one process group in that same knowledge area. For example, scope. We've got plan, scope management, collect requirements, define scope, create WBS, four of those all in one knowledge area in one process group. So in my mind, that could be looked at as low-hanging fruit, because if you've studied by knowledge area and immediately switch over to studying by process group, you find those that are grouped in a knowledge area occurring as you're going down in process group. It just helps you, quicker digest the stuff. So for me, my approach would be to study all of a knowledge area and then all of a process group, all of a knowledge area, all of a process group. Just divvy it up. For example, study all of integration, then study all of planning. That will help you understand develop project management plan even better, because what you're doing in develop project management plan is putting together the entire plan for the project. You get what I'm saying? That is how I would approach it if I were you. I mean, if you're looking for ideas, these are just ideas for you. Okay? So as your exam is closing in, you need to have these perspectives down. Studying by knowledge area and studying by process group. And it's going to help solidify your knowledge, your understanding. Okay? The other thing I'll tell you is, don't wait until you get done with all the 49 processes before you start testing yourself. There are many simple tests that you can do as you're getting ready for the exam. The most common test is one of page 25 to see if you can recall the processes. But in addition to page 25, you should also test your unique output knowledge, and you should also test your unique tool and technique knowledge. You should also test your definition knowledge by using the glossary. Some of you have not opened the glossary, you've not used it as a checklist. This will help you, trust me. If you use the glossary as a checklist, you can immediately find very, very quick stuff that you don't know. This is what you need to be doing, my friends, to close in on your final exam day and to make sure that you close all gaps and you leave no stone unturned. What about formulas? You need to ensure mastery of the concepts behind the formulas, not just the formulas. That's why you have people that know formulas, but they could still get a question wrong because they've applied the formula incorrectly. So I want you to get to the point where you are indeed exam ready. Okay? Now I'm speaking more specific to my students on my current class that has started since April. And April 6th, we're coming on 2 months now. Now's the time to double down, my friends. These are another set of things I want you to do, okay? If you haven't done these, please do them. Take the knowledge area tests. Knowledge area tests till passing, till you pass them, okay? That's on the learning management system. Take them again and again until mastery. Okay, some of you haven't even taken one single one. I've got my eye on you. I'm watching what you're doing. That's not my intent. My intent is for you to take these things, pass them, and then move on to the more difficult ones. You know, so take the knowledge area test till passing, and then move on to the 2020 quizzes, you know, and these are by knowledge area as well. So you're going to take the basic stuff and then the more difficult stuff. This is basic, and then this is hard. And then take your midterm exams. I've given you 2 midterm exams. Take the midterm exams, dominate them, get to the point where you are very comfortable with those question concepts. And then when you get to the point that you've passed the midterms well, the next step is to take, in my mind, the mini mock exam. Take the mini mock. It's 50 questions. That will help you, again, solidify. You see, it's a build-up. It's a build-up. You got to build up. After the mini mock, you want to take this until you pass it. Okay? It might take a couple of tries, and that's okay. But after you've done that, the next step is for you to then face the 200 question mock. And it's the very basic one, the 200 question, we call it the prep camp mock. Take that one. Again, you want to pass it. If you have not passed it, take it again and again and again. Do not plan to take your real PMP exam with trying out just one mock. No, you want to try out all our mocks. For that reason, the next thing I'd say is take the 200 question, we call it the challenge, or I beg your pardon, the 2020 mock, 2020 mock. I think this one, the PMP prep camp mock, we call this the challenge mock as well. So you might see that referred to as the challenge mock exam. Okay, challenge mock. Again, for the 2020 mock, you want to pass it. It's a collection of all the 2020 quizzes given to you at once. And some people say that really helped open up their eyes to difficulty. The final one is the 200 question. We call this one the marathon mock. We call it the marathon mock because the questions are very, very situational, very, very long. And this is what is going to train you up to face the beast, the exam, the real exam. All right, so these are the 3 items, and I'm going to number them 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. These are things you need to know. I'll put that as item 0. This is where you're in for the big run-up. I would say take a couple of these every week. All right, so my goal for you is as follows. All this stuff right here that I'm ticking off in green, I want you to get all this stuff done within the next week. All right, this is within 1 week. 1 week. So apportion time to nail down page 25 if you haven't. Apportion time to go through the unique outputs, the unique tools and techniques. You've got your ITTO tool. That's what it's for. All right? Study with it. This is not what you can do in class. You got to do it for yourself, know it for yourself. All right? The next piece that I have for you over here These are things that I want you to do like yesterday. But I'm giving you a timeline for this next section of 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. So within the next 2 weeks, this is my timeline for you. It's my job as your coach to give you an idea, a benchmark based on the 2 months we've spent together. All right? We cannot spend another month just trying to ramp up. No, we need to ramp up now from 0 to 100 now. Now. All right? So I want you to put this on your calendar. Week 1, page 25, unique outputs, unique tools and techniques, all the definitions, the formulas. And you do know that we have supporting programs to help you. Like next week, we've got Formula Mania, and some of our YouTube viewers may want to join that. But the Formula Mania is meant to coincide with my target for you to master this stuff. All right? And then the next 2 weeks, I want you to take all the knowledge area tests. In fact, you can do some of that in week 1 as well. I also want you to move on to the 2020 quiz test, okay? And midterm exams. I want you to take the midterm exams if you've not already taken them. Some of you have, but not everyone. And lastly, I want the 13th of the month, thereabouts, to be the not to exceed date for at least 1 star. I need you to get at least 1 done by the 13th. Okay? So those are your marching orders, my friends. This coming week, I'll just call it Target 1 because I will refer to it during our class tomorrow. So this is Target 1. And this right here is Target 2. And I'm going to be holding you accountable. I'm going to be asking you, which of these have you done? Which of these have you succeeded in? All right? So the summary is in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I expect both Target 1 and Target 2 to be complete. All right, now it's time for us to go into our daily drill. We'll have that in a different recording, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.